Hi everyone, welcome to another video of Thoughts on Education. Today we have with us the principal of Umia Arts and Commerce College for Girls. So ma'am, we would start off with an introduction of yourself.
Myself, I'm Principal Sangeeta Ghate. I'm principal of this college since last 16 years, and my total academic career is of 28 years. Earlier, I was a lecturer and then associate professor at Government Commerce College, Gandhinagar. And since last 16 years, I am heading this institute, and I'm enjoying my work very much.
That's great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. You have a lot of experience in the education field, and you have been stuck to it for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, what are the key factors that keep you to the education sector?
The key factors is that firstly, from my very childhood, I loved to teach. I had never thought that I would become a college professor. I had thought I would become a very good teacher. So I always wanted to teach. And then, firstly, the passion to teach, then to deliver the best, whatever we have, then keep on updating ourselves to deliver the best, then the research work, then we have to keep our we have to be in tune with all the current events happening, plus we have to be the learner first. And again over here, administration plus teaching plus research plus development plus growth and everything together. So these are the responsibilities which always hold me to my position, and it helps me responsible for everything happening in my campus.
That's great, ma'am. That's great. So, being the principal of Umia College, what is your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
Yeah. Basically, as a person, I am very simple person. A simple, straightforward, sensitive, but strong personality I have got. So here I think the simplicity matters a lot. That it becomes very easy to get connected to everyone, right from the watchman to the senior most professor and to the trustees over here. Since this is the government granted college, so here my superiors is the management, and we have got charitable trust. It's Umia KVC Education Charitable Trust. So I have got many bosses over here. So just because of my simple nature, my transparent nature, my administration is also very transparent. So it becomes slightly. I get very easily connected to everyone. So the personality matters the most. Plus, I always command rather than I demand. I practice first and then I preach. I go to the classroom, I take regular lectures. Daily I have got a lecture, so I get very easily connected to the students. Since I go to the classroom, I understand the difficulties my colleagues are facing over here. I even understand the difficulties students are facing over here. I understand their challenges. I understand each and every thing happening with them, including the emotional ups and downs of them. So this helps me to make new policies for them, to even support more to them, and it helps me to get connected with everyone around me. Since I am the person who is at the center of the institution, so I have to be well connected to all the agencies around me and all the stakeholders around me.
Great, ma'am. That's right, ma'am. You have to stay connected to the grassroots to understand what the students are going through and what is it that they're thinking about the college. So that's true. So how does the curriculum of Umia College ensure the best practice of the industry?
Yes, very good question. So here the curriculum is given to us by the university. We have to follow that curriculum, but we can update it and change it along with the regular curriculum. We can have our own things happening over here. For example, the students who are learning commerce, who are commerce graduate students, so we have foundation course for them, we have bridge course for them, and we also have enrichment course for them along with the regular syllabus. So say for example, the students of commerce faculty, they are learning tally and accounting, practical accounting along with their syllabus, which is not in their curriculum, but we are giving them this offering them short-term course, which is compulsory for all of them to attend. So here we practically teach them how to write accounts. The theory part is there in the curriculum.
Yes.
And what we have seen that in the industry, there is lot of demand for the for very good accountants. They are very well paid also, and there is vacancy on one side, and on the another side there is so much unemployment who are commerce graduates. So for to bridge the gap between both of them, we first create interest in the students to learn tally as well as practical accounting, and then we teach them, we take the regular exams, and after that we also conduct a placement fair over here.
So, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the college and the students are?
As I said, the growth and development, vertical as well as the horizontal growth. Firstly, when I joined over here, it was just a Gujarati medium BA and BCom college. Then we started with English medium commerce college. Then we also added to the subjects which we were offering as a principal subjects in arts. Then we also
Not an issue, ma'am.
Then we also started PG Center over here. That is, we are having two divisions of MCom over here, which is one is Gujarati medium, one is English medium. Then we also have a study center of CS over here. We have just recently, this year itself, UGC has granted us with BVOC courses, that is the Bachelor of Vocational Courses, which is need of an hour. In BVOC, we have got 4 bachelor courses, and we are the only college in Gujarat University who has been granted these courses. So along with 4 bachelor courses, we are also going to offer 5 diploma courses from this academic session. So this is how I am responsible for the horizontal growth plus vertical growth also, because along with the quantity, the quality also has to improve. So academically, the students' performance has to improve. Then they should be very well placed. If they are willing to go for a job, then they should get wonderful jobs. Along with that I ensure that their character building and career building both has been taken care in this institute. That is why I have made attendance compulsory in my college.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
everybody knows around here that if you want to go to UMIA, then attendance is compulsory over there. Otherwise, how will I? How can I become agent of change for them?
True, very true, ma'am. So, what do you think should be the college's top priorities for the next 10 years?
The next 10 years, because earlier years were of quantitative revolution.
Yes.
Just graduate कर डालो सबको, एक बार graduate हो जाएंगे फिर देख लेंगे क्या होता है.
True.
But then what happens that we have got so many students who are graduated, but they are not finding good jobs.
Yeah.
Right. So here it has created a vacuum of jobs for the deserving youth over here. So now I think that it is the best time for qualitative change. Bring qualitative changes in them so that as soon as they step out of the campus, a good job is offered to them. And I don't mean the good job does not mean that I don't say that a graduate should become a manager, right? But if he has got quality, then he or she should definitely find a good job for herself, because that is what I want to do. That in coming 10 years, I want to produce deserving students who get wonderful jobs and whose dreams get fulfilled. So placement is also there, no? In the campus, it is connected. The curriculum, and the placements are connected to each other. So along with curriculum, along with the good degree, good marks, placement is also there. So I would be focusing more on the placement, more on the skill development, because out of the 30 employability skills, 12 of them are related to the employment and 18 are related to the personal skills. So here I would be focusing on the employability skills, that is the core 30 skills which are required for any graduate students.
That's true, ma'am. Upskilling a student to tackle the practical world is every college's goal. And theoretical knowledge is one thing, but being able to go out there and tackle the world is a different thing altogether. So
Absolutely.
that is true. So when you first came to Umia College, what was your vision for the college, and has it evolved over time? So how far along in the implementation of the vision are you there?
Yeah. Actually, this college was very raw when I came, although it was running very successfully. It had its name, but I was the first regular principal appointed over here. So I had come from the co-education college to the only girls college. So vision was actually the trustees had vision, but then it was framed by me. That is, empowerment is the key to success, and nothing empowers a person than education does. So here, empowerment was my vision, empowering all girl students. And God gave me such a chance, such a responsibility, that I felt so much blessed, enormously blessed being here in this campus. And that too for only girls. I got an opportunity. So here I was given full freedom to do whatever changes for the development of the girl students. So since here we have residential hostel also, so partly students come from the hostel, partly come from the surrounding areas of our college. So the empowerment was the only thing which was in my mind, and for them I would not let go any opportunity coming on my way, and I would fulfill everything which I have thought about doing in the campus, especially which belong to the girls.
Great, ma'am. Great, ma'am. So, what do you want people to know about your college that they might not know?
Yeah, a very interesting one. See, basically, I don't like to publicize my work at all. Not at all. I don't even send it to any WhatsApp group also that this is the activity which we have done. My students, 41 students, are my endorsements. They know what I am doing over here, and they know what they are doing over here. So here we have got many special things happening, and it is just a fun being in this college. Unfortunately, this year only we could not do so many things, but I would like to tell you that we are champions of nearly 5 sports. We are champions of cricket team, Gujarat University cricket team. We have got our own cricket team, and we are champions at Gujarat University. We defeated St. Xavier's College last year in final tournament of cricket. Then we are again softball champions, we are powerlifting champions, we are kho champions, we are kabaddi champions, we are volleyball champions. So in sports we are number 1. Then along with sports, our results, they are around 95 to 100% result of the college, which is far much better than the Gujarat University results. And it is again because of the regular attendance. Then in cultural, you can see so many trophies over here. So these are all just because we are excelling in all around, we are focusing on all round development of the students, and we are excelling in academics, in sports, and as well as in cultural. In cultural, I would like to state that even in the sports also, none of the girl students who have attended the school had got an opportunity to learn anything from the school. But here we provided platform to each and every one. We encouraged them, we motivated them, we made them do practice, and then we can see the results that we are this year Gujarat Youth Festival events did not happen, but last year our band, means our college band, it got folk band. It earned championship at Gujarat University. Our Garba is also number one at Gujarat University. Even our skit, our mime, our all dramas, even in drawing also, we are excelling in all events. So this is what I think, that these things I want people to know, that because when we are competing at Gujarat University level, we are competing with boys also.
True.
So here we are the best in academic, sports and cultural, all events at cultural level. So this is what I want to tell people, that yes, we have got a rock solid team over here. I would just like to add one thing, that we also have Dahi Handi program at our campus. All girl students, they perform, they make a pyramid, a huge pyramid, and we enjoy that to the most. So this is what it is.
So the kids coming out of this place are very well rounded,
Yeah.
Technically and
They
also
get an opportunity.
culturally.
They get an opportunity. Plus, we provide them full encouragement. Because here the students coming in this campus are from the lower middle background. Nearly 495 students, parents are daily wage earners. So, motivating them, giving them an opportunity to do some extracurricular activity, it changes their life. One of my students whom they taught her clay modeling. Today she is performing excellent things from clay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. So, what do you see as Umia College's strengths?
Strengths are my students.
Okay.
Yeah, strengths are my students because I get energy from them. When I come to know that our folk band has earned first prize at Gujarat University level or at national events also, we earn this year during lockdown also, I think at the national level drawing competition, one of my students, she made an excellent collage and she was awarded second prize and she got prize of rupees 15,000 rupees.
Okay.
So they are definitely my strengths, because from them only I feel like they motivate me to do many things for them.
Okay. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see for both higher education in general and for Umia College specifically?
Yeah. The challenges I see for the higher education is that the balance between the industry and the education. The curriculum has to be framed as per the requirement of the industry. So this is the biggest challenge, that I many times wonder that what will I do with after they complete their post. Okay, after graduation they go for PG, but what after PG? So that is the thing which always worries me, and that is why I keep on trying various things for them. That I make them advisors in LIC. We have just started a course on vocal for local. I encourage them to start their own unit. So this is what it is, but still it worries me a lot, and it is a challenge. That again with the students also, the phase is also very challenging, because their mind is diverted with among so many things. The diversions are there, the social, emotional, economical, everything. They are facing so many challenges. So those challenges are the challenges of higher education.
So, are there any suggestions which you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
There are many. I can write a whole thesis on the suggestions, but people don't like to take suggestions. But still, the suggestions which I give to my children, that is even these all 1841 children are mine only. But the suggestion that I would not, this is not a suggestion, that this is an advice which I would like to give them. Number one is be physically fit. It is very much required. Be physically, half an hour of daily exercise is must. Secondly, be emotionally secure. In today's world, if you are not emotionally secured, then the things become very much difficult for you. Thirdly, be spiritually awakened. One should be connected, spiritually very well connected. And this always keeps them grounded, and this always gives them happiness also. So be spiritually awakened. Then fourthly is, apart from your family, have at least 5 true friends which will always stand by you through thick and thin, which will always, so the friends would always correct you if you are going on the wrong path. And lastly, be a millionaire legally. Do everything in a legal manner. Be a millionaire. Cherish that dream. See that dream. Fulfill that dream. But it should be done in a correct way. So all these things matter a lot. A healthy body, a healthy mind, a spiritual mind, emotionally secured person, and you should always have a deep sense of nationalism in your heart and in your mind. You should be a nationalist.
So yeah, this is a great piece of advice. So these are the many issues which students normally face and are confused about. So thank you for clearing out and giving out this advice. So what are the plans that you are currently, some of the plans that you are currently designing for Umia College students, or maybe will be?
Yeah. I have got actually, after joining over here, I have undertaken 23 initiatives, and all of them are different from each other. And those initiatives, I had done it in the various phases. It didn't happen overnight. Say, for example, we have got Saraswati Sahai scheme. In Saraswati Sahai scheme, if the students do not have one of the parent, then the fees are, we don't take their fees. Secondly, we have got student support program. So in student support program, the stronger student of the class, the well-performing student of the class would conduct classes after the college hours to teach the slightly weaker students, so that their difficulties are solved. And therefore, so these are the initiatives. So every year, I am coming up with the new initiatives. The most successful initiative, I think, is the student parliament.
Okay.
So thus, as we have got a parliament in Delhi, same parliament we have over here. We call it Vidyarthi Sansad, and here we have got it is of 52 students, and each class representatives and hostel representatives are part of the parliament. And even this one student from sports, one from NCC, one from NSS, and one from cultural are part of the student parliament, and it is the full umbrella. So I conduct meetings with student parliament on every Wednesday. That is 1 hour I have meeting with them, where I share everything happened in the last week and all the things which are going to happen in the coming week. So this is how they then convey my thoughts in their class. So everything reaches to the students at the right time and properly. It reaches them, and this student parliament, they become coordinator of all the events. So these are the initiatives which I have been taking since last few years. But in the coming years, I have planned for many such initiatives which I have thought, which they are just in my mind. That say, for example, we have got a very good psychological counseling cell over here, but I want to take that cell to the next level, right? Secondly, we always educate the students for 3 things. That is the recognize, resist, and report sexual abuse. Because as we know that the girls are facing sexual abuse at their home itself, 70% girls. So here we are educating them that what is sexual abuse. So here, and then they have to know it, and they have to spread that message to every girl around them, in their family, even to their mothers also. So here, recognize, resist, and report the sexual abuse. The next thing which I plan to do is, that is, I want to teach everyone first aid. And I want to give them kit. The kit should be there in their scooter, in their Activa, whatever they have. So on the road, if anything happens, then they could reach out to the needy in their society or in their apartment. If anybody has got heart attack or any paralysis kind of attack, then they are enough educated to give them first aid. So this is what I want to do. So I want to teach them traffic rules. I want every student of my college to follow traffic rules. So there are many things which I tell in my mind.
Yeah, there are many endeavors here, preparing the
Yeah.
students for the practical world, ma'am. So yeah, so how do you tend to establish a healthy relationship and an environment in your college?
Yes, because see, I have a practice that I keep my door open. It is open for nearly 2 hours a day.
Okay.
So they would see that I am easily approachable. Right? If the door is there, then that is a hindrance. So I am sitting here, the door is open, anybody can walk in. So this is how I feel that I get connected with the students. Since I go, as I told you earlier, I go to the classroom, and in my classroom I got talk to them about everything. I even share jokes with them. I even share short stories with them, and I have many things to tell them. But here in my office, my door is open. So this is how I get connected with their smallest issue, what is happening in their family, what is happening to them, or if they have any insecurities, they can share with me. If they have financial problems, they can share with me. There are solutions for everything. But firstly, if I'm approachable, then only I can find solutions for them. So this is how I get connected with them, that I am very much easily approachable. Same thing with my faculties. My faculties' families is my extended family. Not only my faculties, my admin staff, my watchmen, and everybody. My relationship with them is not to the college gate. It is at their home also. So this is how I am very much well connected to everybody, and that is why the work becomes simpler. It becomes easier because I have got a star team. It is not a team of stars.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was all we had, and we have gotten to learn a lot about Umia College. And thank you
so
very much for
Tejas.
your
Thank
time,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you, Tejas. You are also a very good host. You asked me very good questions. Although I would like to share many other things, but we will keep it for the next time.
No issues.
So
ma'am.
this was a good opportunity given to me. I thanks College Dunia